Hi guys, it's me, Nix, and I'm streaming today because I was meant to post like 2 fucking videos. Don't mind all the noise in the background. That's just a heater going on because I'm in the butt crack of fucking winter in my country, and also I have a fish tank filter. You know, the fishes need to breathe. The fishes need to breathe. So don't mind the commotion. But that's just ambient occlusion, ambient noise. You learn to love it. You learn to love it. But yeah, since I like the power just went out in my area for like a couple of days, so I couldn't even get on my computer to finish the art, the editing. Not even a couple of days. The art, the editing, because I mainly was working on my PC, not my iPad. And even if I could, the iPad would die. I just kind of like didn't use my devices for a while because I did not want my things to die. And I'm very much a stay-home person, so I didn't even leave my area to go charge my things anywhere else because I don't want that hassle. That's just me though. That's just me. But yeah, so in this video obviously we're gonna be finishing them up. No, not all of them. I'm not making any promises. And I don't give a fuck that I'm gonna finish these like outside of June, because in my country we have Pride Month on different occasions, on different months, not just one. And gays don't only exist in March. Sorry, I think my audio just peaked there, but gays don't only exist just in March. Fun fact. Anyway, let me just check something real quick. But yeah. I don't know why I always say but yeah whenever I'm talking about something. I don't know what's wrong with me when I do that. It's just a habit. A weird habit, but a habit nonetheless. My god, I just realized that my stream was like, oh whatever, who cares? Who cares? I just realized it was set to private. You'd think when you do live streams it's gonna be automatically set to public, but I guess not. YouTube works differently. But hey, at least it's better than fucking Twitch. Basically, I'm gonna summarize what I just said at the beginning. Basically the power was out in my part of the town. It was like a scheduled maintenance, but it lasted way longer than it should have. I didn't have time to finish the art nor the editing for my rainbow characters, so I'm just gonna be finishing them up today. I'm gonna be drawing them today. And not drawing them, I've already finished drawing them. All that's left is the rendering. That's all that's left. Literally, that's all. Flats and rendering. That's all that's left. And I couldn't do that because the power was out. And I was only working primarily on PC for this, so that's the annoying part. The annoying part of it all. But yeah. Let's just get into it. I don't know how long the stream is gonna last because I don't know. I'm not gonna plan this shit. I'm just gonna make them, and if you watch them afterwards or you're watching them now, who cares? I just want something to make me productive, and if I know people, and if I feel like people are watching me, I'm gonna be more productive. Kind of like how like in school days, like when you were drawing in class, for some reason you'd be 10 times more productive than if you were like at home. Like, do you know that meme of like, oh, what my art looks like in class versus what it looks like back at home? It's like, goddamn. It's true though. Like a lot of like digital art pieces, a lot of digital art pieces I made back in the day, like if you scroll, a lot of those were made when I was at school with my phone, with my finger, and like looking at them, I'm like, these were good for like my skill level at that time. And to think that I was doing this, cranking this out during like class time, it's like, damn, like it's kind of weird that, yeah. But yeah, damn. I hope you guys don't mind like the fish tank and the heater and stuff. Like I seriously not turn them off, because if I do, I'll start freezing in here. But I think I can turn the fish tank off. It's been on for like hours, so I feel like they'd be fine. Because the water is a little bit more oxygenated. Oxygen. I'll be right back. It's just 2 seconds, like a 2-minute walk. 2 minutes, 2-second walk. Almost dropped my fucking headphones. Jesus. There we go. I feel like I should choose different music because right now I just have like a random ass thing playing. Don't mind the flashing of the screen. Unless you didn't see that. You might have not seen that actually. I don't know what music to listen to though. Let me go to my playlist. I don't want it to get copyrighted, that's the thing, because I don't want this to get taken down. So, you know, I think I want to listen to, like, this was like my shit back in the day. It's called chamber music. Like, that's like the category, like, it was on like a radio station or something, and I always tune into that whenever I was like needed to sleep or something. So yeah, hopefully this ain't copyrighted. Chamber music. I used to listen to this a lot. I don't know if it still hits though. I did like this as a kid though, so maybe I still like it nowadays. But who knows? Okay, now into the drawing, into the art. I'm basically working on the backgrounds for each illustration, but let me show you how far I've gotten, at least since I started like getting back to this. This one, all that's left to do is the rendering. This one also rendering, I just need to lay the flats, then rendering. Same as this one, except you can't see the character. There's the character. The rendering and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I need to do something real quick. I opened my phone to do something, but then I got distracted. ADHD, man. It's a plague on our lives. I don't know if I could do this one. Basically want to put a thumbnail on the video instead of it just be my logo. It would just be the logo and stuff. Oh, but the thing. Let me just scroll. The thing is, I don't want it to be of like the older rainbow characters. I want it to be the ones that I'm working on, but not the obviously not finished ones. The ones were like the ones that inspired these ones, because obviously these ones were not inspired, but like they came about due to what was it? They were like portraits of like rainbow characters that they back in the day, so I want to use a photo of one of those, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think I actually have the image on my phone. Let me try my tablet. Because for some reason when it comes to like uploading thumbnails via the PC on YouTube, it doesn't really tend to work all that well for some reason. I guess you can't really do that. Right. Basically adding in the bushes, the fluffy bushes. What just happened? There we go. I'm also gonna use this brush. I also have a color chart you can't see right now. Because for some reason my screen thing doesn't want to show the color chart. It only wants to show the drawing itself. Like there's a bunch of fucking tabs open right now that you probably can't see. Because this is way easier, because at the end of the day, I'm not putting all that effort into a bunch of leaves in the background that you're not gonna fucking see. You know what I mean? Priorities. Priorities. Okay, yeah, this music still slaps. This music's still bad. But I will say, before like the power went out and stuff like that, while I was like chilling doing something else, I forgot what I was doing, if I want to say, I ended up watching a streamer reacting to Epic, and I had never watched it by myself. I was just like, I like this streamer and I don't know what's going on with this, whatever this thing is. And let me say, I fell in love with that fucking musical. Like, that is everything. Now I just keep listening to it. I just fucking love it. It's fucking amazing. I really enjoy it. But yeah, I fell in love with Epic the musical. Oof. Especially the animations, specifically by Neil Illustrate. I forgot if it's Illustrates or Illustrate. That, like, I don't know which one specifically to go by, but anyway, I really enjoyed it. That's for damn sure. That's all you gotta know. That their animations for Epic the musical, oof. And especially their character designs of how the gods would look like. Because let's be fucking honest with ourselves. I feel like Zeus and Poseidon, with the amount of times these motherfuckers get around, they should look like fucking sleazy ass old men that are still attractive. Because like they have to look old and sleazy, but they also have to look attractive. So you can think, oh, now I see why these bitches keep spreading their legs open for these niggas. Because Jesus Christ, they gotta look like the type of niggas who, you know what I mean? So I feel like the designs very much capture the idea of attractive but sleazy old men. You know what I mean? I feel like they very much, it works. But I feel like my favorite song from the musical is 100% Scylla. Like, that's my favorite song from Epic the musical is Scylla. Like, the singer, like the way they incorporate like a raspiness rage in their voice, but it still somewhat doesn't feel too loud. Oh, I fucking love it. I love it. I love it. But the one thing I will say is that the one thing I kind of, well, it's something about the music. It's just like how certain people react to it. And I know people can have their different opinions or whatever, but it's the idea that some people are going into it being like, oh, this is exactly like the mythology, when it's not. It's not like the mythology, the Greek mythology story. Because, yeah, Jorge, that's their name. Jorge clearly wrote Odysseus in a way where like it doesn't 100% apply to Greek mythology. Because with a lot of the things that happen in the story, from what I know from Greek mythology, it doesn't 100% line up. But the thing is, That's not the plan. The plan wasn't to make it line up. That's the one thing I tend to hate with people who criticize mythology-based literature. Obviously, sometimes you have something going, like you have a genuine criticism about it, but other times it honestly just feels like you want it to be exactly like the mythology, but you also judge and criticize certain writings of them. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, why do you want it to be exactly like the mythology? That's no fun. Otherwise, why not just read the original mythology if you want it to be exactly like the mythology? Read the actual mythology and let us fucking creatives have fun, for fuck's sake. That's my problem with it, is the fact that so many people, not so many people, but some people want something to be exactly like the history, the literature that already exists, when that's not the point of a recreation or reimagination of something. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to be its own unique individual thing that derives inspiration from the classicals and originals and all that bullshit. It's like criticizing The Little Mermaid, like Disney's The Little Mermaid, for having Ariel not die at the end. Excuse me? It's not like it's a historically accurate like film, and even if it was historically accurate, okay, and it's basically that type of thing. Like, if I put it into that perspective, I feel like you'd understand what I'm trying to say. It's like, chill, it's fiction. And obviously the character of Odysseus that he wrote for the musical is different than the Odysseus that's in the actual Odyssey. He's clearly very different, as he doesn't do the things that the original Odysseus did and does something different. It's basically like, I personally read Romeo and Juliet growing in school. Obviously we studied it and stuff like that. I have an idea for a rewrite of Romeo and Juliet that's very much not like similar to like the original writings and all that stuff, because personally growing up I hated Romeo and Juliet. Not only because it was boring as fuck to read in class, but because I don't know, I fucking hated it. I always thought the characters were stupid. Obviously I can still like see it's not value. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Merit? Not merit. See where the story is coming from when it comes to like what's the word I'm trying to look for? When it comes to the writing, the themes it's trying to portray, but I still don't fucking like it. In terms of like the Shakespeare stuff that I liked Othello and Macbeth more than I did Romeo and Juliet. So it's not a thing against like Old English or something like that. I just liked Macbeth more, and I also liked Othello more. Very much I loved Othello more than Macbeth. Also because we had a movie for Othello, and that shit was really nice actually, because the actors spoke in Old English, but it was still understandable. That movie was fucking fun as fuck. That was fun. I forget if that's the only literature we did in high school, but no, we did a play, but we also did books. I remember there was like one book that we did. Oh my god, I hated that book. I forgot the name of it. I don't know. I don't want to say the name of it, but I fucking hated that book. I hated that book. Like, I hated the book and the way it was written, because it's about a bad person, a bad character. Not bad character, bad person. That for some reason just stumbles onto a baby. And then, actually, I shouldn't describe it in detail, because I don't know. I just don't like it. I never liked it. Because the ending kind of pissed me off a little. Not a little, a lot. It pissed me off a lot, because I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Because it basically gave this honestly irredeemable character something that was meant to make us feel sad for. I don't even know if that was the intention. Maybe I'm just misremembering and that wasn't the intention, but when I was young, when I read it, it felt like that was the intention, to make us feel bad for that character, when in reality it's like, why would you feel bad for this guy? Obviously you understand his like experiences and stuff like that when he was a kid. Like, if you read his backstory, shucks, well shucks, that's a shitty backstory. And honestly, I have a problem with the mom in that story. Not more than anything, but a part of that, I have a problem with the mom. I don't give a shit if your husband is in prison. You live in an era where if you leave the house, something could happen to your child. You stay at that house. Fuck your husband. Fuck your husband, honestly. I feel like it's the same ideology of like in Avatar when Zuko's mom just fucking dipped. It's like, girl, that is your child. Stay. Take him with you at least. I don't think it's gonna be that hard to kidnap a child in a time where there's no fucking, I don't know, I mean cameras. You could just take the child with you. Don't leave him. Take him with you. I bet you 100 buckaroonies. Ozai ain't gonna look for that man. He's not gonna look for him. So just take the child. Take the child and go. Like, that's something that kind of pisses me off, is the fact that she just fucking dipped. Like, girl, I get why, but just take the child. If you knew your husband was planning on killing Zuko, you could have been like, well, time to kidnap a child. Maybe you might have fallen with the plan of like killing the grandfather, as to like, obviously because they had a deal of like, oh, if you killed my grandfather so I can become king, then I wouldn't have to kill Zuko and whatever. At that point, just kidnap your damn child. Just take your child. Take your child. At that point, just take the gem. Take your child. I don't know why she just dipped on him like that. Nah. Maybe there's obviously I haven't read like the comics, because I know there's like more story, but maybe she has a reason and she gives a reason. But from what I feel, it's like, god damn it. Like, it's just, I don't care the reason, take your child. Sometimes I forget which one I'm doing in terms of like color. Like when I'm doing the bushes in the background. Something real quick. I'll be back. No, well, I'm not leaving. Just what am I doing? Sorry, I got distracted by something. Look, I have ADHD. If I just end my sentence with a hum and a or a ah or something weird like that, you're gonna have to forgive me. Because my brain can only work so much. My brain can only do so much. My brain can only do so much. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, there we go. I was like, wait a minute. I just realized that my screen is weird. Okay, there we go. I might just maybe make it a little bit bigger. Just let me show you my layers, because maybe you want to see my layers more than anything. But yeah, there we go. Okay, that's much better, because I noticed it looked weird and I didn't know why. Okay, yeah, that looks way better. That looks way better. But yeah, okay. Back to what I was doing. I should stop talking and finish this art. Do I have my timer going on? I'm supposed to set my timer. Not for the stream, but for like my printer, because I fucking turned it off because it's not working. If you own a printer, you know these things are literally a plague. They do not work properly, and by that I mean they legitimately just like whenever they get turned off, or like the electricity and since the electricity was off, the electricity turns them off. The minute you try to use it again, it's like a fucking an uphill battle to use them again. Also, don't mind the barking. That's my dog. He's barking at something. I don't know what he's barking at. Usually when I look outside, there's nothing there. But then again, he can see something I don't see. Now the dogs are just sleeping. One of them is like a fucking old lady, and the other one, oh, she's not that old. She's not old. Something, but I feel like it's fine the way it is. But I feel like I never compare it to. Okay, that's fine. Now my kind of least favorite part is putting in the fucking what are these ropes? Metal? What do you consider metal? Whatever you call it. The fairy lights. I'm gonna just do it randomly because at the end of the day this is gonna get blurred to absolute heck. I don't know why, but I've done this habit of using my keyboard shortcut keys instead of like my keyboard shortcut keys instead of like the shortcut keys on my tablet. Because it is genuinely way easier to like reach them and touch them comparatively to just like having to like rest your hand on your like your PC, not your PC, your graphics tablet, because like there's only so little space on the sides to truly rest your hand, and you have to move up and down. That's the annoying part. It's not that ergonomical. Maybe if like the buttons were like at the top corner in one area where you could just wiggle your fingers around, sure. But then being all down the thing, kind of a hassle. The next time I buy a tablet, if I ever do, because I don't mind having, I like my current one. I don't want to replace it anytime soon. But let's say one day when I want to replace it, definitely just gonna get a full screen tablet without any hotkeys and stuff like that. Part of me feels like I should have just made the background the same thing to make it look like they're taking pictures in the same place. But I feel like that would have been boring for my mind. But then that would have been easier. Well, there's nothing to do about it now. It's gonna get blurred, covered up by the character. And I also said that next year I'm gonna do the same thing, except do different pride flags. Which would probably be a lot easier because some pride flags only have like literally like fucking 3 colors. Maybe next year I'll do the trans flag because, you know, I'm trans, so trans flag. Or maybe I'll do it at some point this year because in my country, Pride is celebrated at least like 3 to 4 times a year. Like there's different Pride celebrations in different parts of the country. We don't have a specific month for Pride. It's more like different days throughout the year in different places at different times of like different months. So, I might do that if I want to at some point. Who knows? But I've also been like fiending to draw more MLP characters. That's something I've been wanting to do. I don't know if I'm gonna do it for this month. I almost said next month, this month, but I've been fiending to draw MLP characters because like I miss my girls. I miss my girls. And I have this idea of like mixing a world with the MLP world. Basically, it's like I don't know how to phrase it. But yeah, like taking MLP characters and putting them in a different universe, like different fictional character universe. I have like two like stories that are like that. One of them is about the Winx, and the other one is obviously this one. It's not a story. This one of like the MLP one is not a story. It's just like an idea of like putting these characters into the place of these other characters. Because I don't know why, but when I was like during in tour when I was drawing these characters, I was watching some I was watching the specific show that I was watching. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want somebody snatching my ideas here. But I was watching the show and then I was like, wait a minute, these characters are similar in personality. What if I just take MLP characters and put them in the place of these characters? That would be a fun idea. So basically, that's what I'm planning on doing at some point. Although I feel like I should also do the research and be like, will they all fit? I feel like I have at least 3 of the MLP characters already placed into the positions of the characters who I think they would be. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Rarity, I know who she'd probably be. And I also know who Fluttershy would be as well, probably. And Twilight. Twilight would obviously be the main character because, like, they're literally the same. They're the same fucking character. And I love it. Because they're both my favorite characters in the show. But yeah. But I don't know, but the one thing I'm questioning is, how do I, like, quote-unquote, like, adapt to the characters into this specific show? Because obviously, the characters aren't, like, a group of girls. They're, like, some girls, some guys. So do I keep their genders but just place on the MLP characters, or do I change their gender? Although I feel like if I change their gender, then that just, like, kind of destroys the purpose of the story, in a sense. Because there's like certain meanings to certain characters, stories, and backstories, so changing their genders would feel kind of like, I don't know, a slap in the face type thing. So I feel like I'd keep the genders of the characters, but still put on the MLP characters on top of them, like, you know what I mean? Ripping off Fluttershy's face and putting it onto the face of another character type thing, you know what I mean? And thinking of them interacting with each other in this world as these characters, but it's not a magical world. We'll still keep their colorful hair, because otherwise how would you be able to tell them apart? How would you tell them apart? I guess, well, some people would be able to tell them apart. I just personally obviously don't draw. I don't know if I ever want to go back to drawing human characters, or do I want to stick with the furry stuff? Like, I don't know. Like, some parts of me sometimes I'll think that a story doesn't need furries, but then I'm like, well, they don't not necessarily have to be human. They can just still be anthropomorphized in another way. Like, you know how with stories that have like animals, like it's kind of hard to like. But then again, I feel like if you're somebody who likes reading fictional stories of things that aren't really there, you'll be able to understand that there's a difference between a bipedal animal and a quadruped, which is basically the distinction within furry stuff. Like, there's a quadruped and a bipedal. So you know what I mean? Like, if something's walking on 2 legs and talking to you and wearing a cloak, that's a different animal than the counterpart of itself that's walking on 4 legs. That's a different animal as well. Like, different species. Like how they used to be, not cavemen, they were called something else, Neanderthals, and then there were us, which were the, God, it's hard to like, Homo sapiens, yeah. How like we were different species, we walked differently, but we still had some semblance of similar DNA, and stuff like that. I mean, some semblance of their DNA still exists today in certain people that still have Neanderthal DNA in their bodies coursing through them. Maybe I should get a test to see if I have it. Who knows? Because that's an interesting thing to think about, that there were two species of, well, humanoids that existed on this planet. One of them just happened to die out. Some of their descendants and lineages still live on in very, very small, rare instances, but the fact that we had a whole other race of people on this planet on some fucking, not Narnia shit, but on some Lord of the Rings type shit with elves and fucking trolls and all that. Like, that in itself is such a wild concept to think about, that there used to be like others, like other like races, not other races, another race. That's just, it's crazy shit. You know what I mean? And my boy Brucey's still wilding out in the back. Don't mind him. But I guess today's like garden day, except during winter they don't come to do the lawns and shit. Which I'm on the ground floor with a lawn, and it's so, I'm so happy that it's winter time, because I hate having to like sit there and watch the puppies and stuff like that, so that they don't like fuck up my living room. Specifically Brucey, because he's not an indoor dog. That boy likes to run around. And I mean, like, having him indoors while somebody's outside, because I just have to hold him so he doesn't fucking jump at that glass. He has a weird thing where, like, if you're behind a barrier, he'll jump at you. But if you're right in front of his face and you're a new person that he doesn't know, he'll be like, "Oh, hello there, human." I don't know, dogs are weird like that. Like, when you're behind a barrier, they bark, they do all these things, but the minute you're face to face with them, they're like, "Oh, hello, human." Specifically Brucey's like that, but Bella and Milky aren't like that. It's just a him thing for some reason. Maybe that's his way of saying hello. It's a very annoying way of saying hello, but maybe, I don't know. I didn't raise him from puppyhood, so maybe that's the difference. I don't know, I didn't raise him as a puppy. Me and my mom adopted him when he was like way older. Not way older, a lot older. And stuff like that. Yeah, he's a little spry little man. Okay, these are starting to look very magenta-y, not purple-y. That looks pink. Okay, that's it. That's alright. Maybe making it blue would help. Okay, yeah, that's making it look a lot more purple. Okay. Now that I realize, why did I... Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting something. I'm gonna be jumping around different art pieces, because that's how I work. Sometimes, not all the time, but that's sometimes how I work. was wondering where that noise was coming from. Jesus Christ. For some reason, it's like I have an air filter, so like I just started hearing it. Like, you know when you tune something out and then all of a sudden your brain starts tuning it back in, and you're like, wait a minute, where did that noise come from? And then you realize what it is. That's basically what just happened to me right now. But yeah, that was all that was missing. A little like bright glob in the middle of the colors, because it was like, it looks weird, something's missing, and that's what was missing. You know, in clip-suited paint, it's been a fucking, like, struggle to find the right crunchy brush. And by crunchy, I mean a very textured brush that's still relatively smooth and doesn't look pixelated. That is a challenge. Finding a textured brush that doesn't look pixelated. It's very challenging. Oh, but I've actually like been watching a little bit of like Fool's Gold. I forgot the name of the YouTuber. I'm really bad with names. I'm not gonna lie to you. I could watch somebody for years without ever looking at their YouTube name. I just recognize their face, thumbnail, and like art and stuff like that. So I'll just know who they are by just the thumbnail and be like, oh, it's them. Let me watch what they're doing. But I'll never pay attention to the name on the channel. I don't know why. I'm just not good with names. Not good with names. But I love not the idea of what she's doing, but like, well, yeah, the idea of what she's doing, because it made me think, what if you did that like via a YouTube animatic, where like you basically roll the dice for every decision your character had to make, not as a D&D playthrough, because I don't have friends. I don't have anybody to play D&D with me. I'm by myself, so like I would have to do it by myself, where like there's rules of the world, then there's D&D, and then now the dogs are barking. Let me shut off the audio for a bit. Okay, I think they stopped. I don't know what they're barking at, because I don't want to get up. I'm already comfortable. And now Bella's barking. I love how like sometimes if you can tell the difference between your dog's barks, because they all sound different. I always know what little nutcase is barking up a storm out there. Okay, I hear what they're barking at. The garden service people are here. But I'm sure it's just to clean up the outer lawns, because yeah, my lawn hasn't grown in a while. It's like they haven't come in a long time, because yeah, winter time the grass doesn't grow. Again, I love that, because it gets so annoying to like have to like hear them just chop it away. Chop, chop, chop. Because usually they're like out there for a while, and it gets difficult to like take the dogs to pee and stuff like that. That's the annoying part of it all. I wish they would just pee before I brought them inside, but I can't really make them pee. They just pee when they want to pee. So it's like a game of paying attention to my dog's body language to see if they need to pee, otherwise they'll end up peeing inside. And I don't want that. So usually I just be like sitting on the couch watching them, because usually I have the door open so they can come in and out and stuff like that, so I don't have to worry about them having to pee. You know what I mean? But in this instance I have to close the door off so they can't go outside. But I did recently buy puppy pads, but the problem is obviously those only work for my female dogs, where my bigger male dog, he can't pee on those. He pees standing up, and that's gonna splash on the walls and shit like that. So yeah. And that boy does not know how to drink water like a civilized human being. I swear to God. Every time he drinks water, usually their bowls are outside because of the fact of the way how this dog drinks water. He'll just fill up his mouth with a gob of water, just go pop, 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 and then he'll lift his head right out the bowl, and then just water just falls right off his mouth. And he's also the type of person who the type of dog to overconsume water. I guess because he runs around. Never mind. I feel like he's not overconsuming. He runs around a lot. He plays a lot. He has a lot of energy. He uses up that energy. But yeah. But he also has this habit of sometimes overconsuming water, and then he just vomits. So sometimes when he's drinking water and I notice that he's going a little too long, I'll pull him away for a second and be like, hey, stop that. It doesn't do that often though. It's kind of not that often though, luckily. And I almost forgot to do the clouds. That would be a crime. In my back. Honestly, back to talking about Epic the musical. Fuck. This fucking nigga fucking doxing himself and the fucking the Cyclops saga. Like, okay, nigga. I personally didn't think it would come back to bite him in the ass, but then when I found out that that's Poseidon's, and I'm like, damn, nigga, why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself? Like, personally, the way I perceive the Cyclops saga, a criticism that I hear sometimes is that, oh, the way he came into the cave and immediately killed a sheep is like going against the fact that, oh, the cycle, it's somebody's home. Well, here's another perspective. He just saw a fucking sheep at like the mouth entrance of a cave, like near the entrance of a fucking cave, and just shot it. And was like, oh, food. And then when he came inside, I was like, wait a minute, because you can hear from the noises, like at least like the voices. He's like, oh, over here. Oh, hi, Aurora and or I can't read that, dyslexia. But hi, Aurora. Hi. I'm just ranting about Epic here, but yeah, hi. what was about to explain, but like, how are you doing? How you doing? Don't mind the dog barks. Garden people are outside my house doing garden things, and they're barking. Well, not my house, my apartment. would you consider an apartment a house? Like, technically, would you? Yeah, I don't know. I guess in technicality, a house is a house. An apartment is an apartment. But most people call their apartment their houses. Because if you bought an apartment, then it would it technically be your house if you bought it? Like, there's a technicality line whether you own it or not. That is a question of the ages. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, from like the sound effects in like when he shot the sheep, he shot it, and then when they went inside and they were noticing certain things about the cave, Odysseus immediately noticed, wait a minute, this is weird. This is too perfect. Why does, like, he immediately noticed that. Okay, that's funny. Supplies. Surprise. That's some dad humor right there. That's some dad humor. Why does it feel like my brush isn't working? Something's wrong with my brush. Okay, it is working. I just can't see it for some reason. What is happening? Okay, well then, I'm just gonna have to do. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, that's some dad humor right there. Honestly, I can't wait to be a dad. And okay, something's wrong with what I'm doing right now. For some reason, my brush isn't appearing. I'm just gonna delete this layer, create a new one. What's happening? Oh no, I realize what's happening. Fucking hell. When I say my brain is thinking too far ahead or thinking a mile a minute, Jesus Christ. There you go. Yes, of course. Back to what I was saying about the criticism. Obviously, he didn't know it was somebody's house, and then he walked and was like, "Oh shit, it's somebody's house." At least that's how at least that's how it's portrayed. Because the minute he walked in and noticed that it's kind of somebody's house, he was like, "Oh, well, this is somebody's house," and stuff like that. Like I personally, I'm gonna say this. I hate Puritans. When I say Puritans, I mean people who expect something to be the exact same way that another piece of media is. Like when somebody rewrites something and they expect it to be the exact same thing. Like when they reimagine something like The Little Mermaid or something like, I don't know, Sleeping Beauty, whatever old historical story you can think of. Like when people of modern day reimagine it, and when Puritans who rave about how, like, history buffs and Puritans who love the original source hate on something that's a new interpretation of the story, are like, well, this character wouldn't do this, or this character isn't like that. Wait a minute, why are you writing this character like this? They're not like that. That usually is like, come on out. This is a different character with different morals and ideals. Anyway. But yeah, back to what I was doing with the fucking sparkles. I also had this urge to like animate all of Epic, but I'm like, nope, not doing that. Not doing that. It would be fun, but I don't know how to animate. It would be fun though. It would be so fun. It would be so fun though. Like the amount of inspiration that series has given me, it's just abundant. Okay, the background looks nice, I feel like. Okay, the backgrounds are done, thank God. Now I can get to the more interesting part, which are the characters. I'm getting sweaty. I should turn off my heater right now because I'm getting sweaty. I'm not in a womb. This room is warm enough, so yeah, it's fine now. Yeah, this room is like warm. It's warm enough feel like winter in Africa is literally like the worst thing because Jesus Christ, it's cold in the morning, like freezing in the morning. Midday, you are melting. So if you were wearing like really warm winter clothes in the morning, you better pray. You can make it home before the sun starts blasting itself upon you. It's literally the fucking worst. It's the worst. Okay. Basically what I'm doing for these art pieces is going through each step of one of them. This one's already at the rendering stage, but what I'm trying to do basically is like flats, render, like let me say flats for all of them, then render all of them back to back to back. This one's already on the rendering phase, so I'm trying to get these two into the flat stage so that I can start rendering from green to purple. But yeah. So my son told me to stop hiding the kitchen utensils. So which comes to take. So okay, dad puns. Okay. Why would you hide the utensils though? Honestly, I remember my grandmother used to not allow me to go into the kitchen when I was a kid. That's why I don't know how to make my own food. Actually, no, used to not know how to make my own food. I do now, obviously, but I used to not because my grandmother growing up would not allow me in the kitchen ever. I don't know why. She just didn't trust me, I guess. I mean, I did melt. I was a kid though. I was very much a toddler, a little baby. I did melt a little fucking like Tupperware container, microwaving food. I ended up melting it because for some reason when my uncle told me to put it in for 3 minutes, I put it in for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I don't know what my little kid brain was thinking, but yeah, it ended up melting and I got in trouble. So maybe that's why. As a jokester kid, I love your art. It's artistic. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I often get really anxious about the way my art looks because, like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's unique or special. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Usually, my art, I try to mix a good mixture of, like, making it look anthropomorphic, but still somewhat humanized in a way. Like, I don't make their snouts that pronounced. Snouts pronounced. Huh, it rhymes. Pronounced snouts. But yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aurora. Aura? I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing that right. You should tell me if I'm pronouncing that right, because I feel like I'm not. Aurora. I feel like it is Aurora. Now I'm just confusing myself. Let me use a darker color so it's more visible. For some reason I have a like I tend to avoid doing that. Like whenever I'm putting a lighter color as a flat, I tend to avoid using a darker color so it's easier to see if it's going in the lines and stuff like that. I don't know why. I haven't actually thought up of personalities for these characters, but I'm scared to do that because I feel like if I think up about their personalities like more in depth and their backstories, I'll just end up wanting to create a story and a comic about them. I'm like, nope, I already have too many stories in the backlog. Aurora. Okay, so I think I went Aurora. You have to recognize that. What is it? My mouth, like the way I pronounce words is very different. Mainly because I did grow up in a different country where our pronunciations are different. Like I'm telling you, like in my country, the way they would pronounce your name if you didn't tell them. Like I feel like I could imitate how somebody like from my country, like who isn't that like into English and stuff like that would pronounce it. I don't know. Let me think about it. How like with my grandmother, deep from like, I was almost gonna say the South, but that's not how my country works. We don't have a deep South, but I guess it's comparable to like having a deep South. Only had 1,000,000 degrees. Well, I wish I could get my degrees. I wish I could get my degree, but I ended up like not finishing college because of reasons. It's something I personally don't want to talk about, but like yeah, kind of ended up not. Because Jesus Christ, college is a fucking hellscape. I hate school in general, mainly because the way I got admitted, it's an art school, so I don't even know why the fuck they needed your class reports and stuff like that to be like flying colors and stuff. I don't know why, but they required that you have a minimum of like 25 points in your class averages in order to like enter the school. But then when I did that, they ended up changing the requirement. Oops, I think I did something wrong. They ended up changing the requirement after I already got my marks and shit like that. So like, I couldn't immediately go into the degree. I had to do some bullshit pre-degree, and I was like, I'm like wasting my money on a pre-degree. No. But I ended up doing it for like a couple of months, but like then I was like, nah, I don't want to do this. Because the pre-degree basically had me take literature English. What was it? Literature English, not math. Computer science again. Computer science, literature, like academic levels of English, history, and social studies. Like, what the fuck do I need those things for when it comes to graphic designs? What do I need them for? What do I need them for? Love from Italy. Ooh, Italy. I feel like I've always wanted to go Paris though, but I feel like I would also love to visit Italy because it sounds nice. Like, I don't know much about Italy except obviously stereotypes, but I'm not gonna base like the reason I want to go on stereotypes. I basically just want to travel around Europe at some point in my life, like visit Spain, Europe, of course. Like, I want to go there someday. I want to go there someday. Similar with like going to South Korea, China, and Japan, and any other Asian country I end up like wanting to go to as well. And Malaysia. I want to go to those Asian countries as well. And Canada. But I ain't never going to America. That's for damn sure. I ain't never going to America. Y'all, never. And the sad part is, at some point, if I ever get the capabilities to ever go there, I would love to go to Disneyland. Cat, you. Oh, don't make me rant about teachers. Usually growing up, I had like the best teachers, honestly. But there was this one teacher. I feel like I blame her for the fact that I can't spell, because she never took like my dyslexia seriously. I blame her for all the mess that I'm in right now, because in 4th grade, she didn't even help me with my spelling. She just got frustrated at it, yelled at me for it, and then moved the fuck on. I'm like, okay, ma'am. She was low-key the worst. She was the worst teacher ever. But luckily, obviously, after that, I had a bunch of amazing teachers all throughout, like, high school and stuff like that. Most of them were, like, amazing. Some of them were just neutral. Like, I have no feelings for them, whether good or bad. I was just kind of neutral on them. So, like, they were good teachers. I can be lucky enough to say that. Most of my teachers were really cool. Especially one of my English teachers during, like, the last year of high school. Like, she was obsessed with Dorian Gray, the book. Like, she was obsessed with that book. Like, that woman had knowledge on that shit. And stuff like that. And she was also progressive as well, because she gave, like, certain takes about how, like, queer-coded the book is as well. Mainly because of, like, a relationship between the main... Yeah, she definitely needs to be fired, because I remember a time... Sorry, I'm going off topic so randomly, but I remember a time one of the boys in my class literally smacked me, like, on the ass. Like, not as, like, a sexual gesture, let me just put that out the way. It wasn't for that reason. It was literally because he was mad at me for standing up too fast, and he just hit me. And I told her, she did nothing about it. I was lucky that one of my cousins was, like, the prefect in our class, which is basically the second in charge after the teacher, the person who gets put in charge if the teacher leaves, because otherwise, nothing would have happened to that fucking prick. Goddamn. That dude was just a fucking dickhead, and the teacher never did nothing about that nigga. I would always be like, can I please move seats? And she would purposely never move seats. Like, she would move other kids' seats from time to time, but no, I just had to sit with that fucking, nah. And at that school, it was a mess, girl. Like there was like fucking 3 grades in one classroom. Which I don't know why that was the case, because we had multiple classrooms. They just decided to put, I guess because maybe they were over full, like they were full of different students and stuff like that. That's probably why, honestly. I don't remember, but like, that school, like that school, that middle school was harsh. That middle school is harsh, especially. I remember this one, the specific thing of like, if you weren't good looking, you wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom first. Basically, during bathroom breaks, there were scheduled bathroom breaks where like the prefects would take you out and let you go to the bathroom. But if you were not like pretty or good looking or had like good hair, they would not. They would literally like. They would not let you go first. They would let the pretty kids go first, and then they'd let the other kids go afterwards. And I felt that like when like, I don't know what happened to my hair, but like I shaved it all off when I was a kid, and there we go. So I was always last. it was the worst time. I went from being the first one to always go to the bathroom to the last, motherfucker. Like damn, the beauty standards amongst middle schoolers. Damn. I was 6 afraid of 7, cause 7, 8, 9. That makes me think of that animation about like those numbers. I don't remember what it was about, but it was like like it was on YouTube. It was about numbers. Basically, it was like a whole story about how was it 7 that was the villain? I forget. 7 was like the villain. 8 was something else. Like I vaguely remember what the plot was about. Weirdly. And stuff like I kind of vaguely remember what it was about. I really like this character, but I forgot to like draw gloves on her because she was supposed to have gloves, but then last minute I was like, nah. That's how art be sometimes. You'll have like a decision or an idea, and then once you get into it, you change your mind. I feel like the hardest thing to do in fucking Clip Studio Paint is like the shape tool. The shape tool is literally the most annoying aspect of this program. Like that, the shape tool, because it doesn't work the way that Procreate's shape tool works, which I'm used to, and which I have to say it's better. Like Procreate's shape tool is way better than Clip Studio's shape tool. Why was 10 so scared? It was between 9 and 11. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay. I don't know much about that one. Oh my god. I'm starting to sweat so much right now. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And the worst part is I don't have a fan in my art room. And I don't want to get up and go get the fan in the other room. Too lazy. I don't want to move. I want to stay seated. Don't want to move. Now I'm starting to sweat. After this, I'm definitely gonna take a shower. Right now, the time is it's 2:30. It's 2:30. So it's still early in the day. So I might end up streaming until 6 o'clock. I don't know. I'm not gonna schedule this because the thing is I just want to finish the art, so I'm just gonna go until like I feel comfortable enough to either like go take it. Not comfortable enough. I feel like I'm done with the art at some point. You know, I went to the doctor the other day and he said I'm going deaf. That was hard for me to hear. Oh, I think I read that wrong, but I get the joke. I get the joke. I went to the doctor the other day and he said I'm going deaf. It was hard for me to hear. Okay, there we go. I read it right, but I still got the joke first time. I just read it weirdly. You know, the thing about being a book nerd sometimes, but still having dyslexia, I have to reread sentences multiple times. I mean, I guess I get to understand things a lot more deeply, but yeah. But I feel like I'm dense when it comes to a lot of things. Like when I listen to music, if I don't go into it knowing what that meaning of the song is, half the time I'll literally just like be oblivious to the meaning of the song. If I don't know what the meaning is, even if it's like right there in front of me, I'll be oblivious to it. Like the first time I ever listened to like Thunderbringer from Epic the Musical, the first time I listened to that song, obviously I had no context, but in the back of my head I was basically like, oh, I don't know the context of this, but this sounds nice. I couldn't piece together any semblance of the story, even though I would listen to that song multiple times. I still could not piece together anything about like at least that section of the song. I don't know why. I'm very dense when it comes to that, but I only understood it after the fact. But then when I was watching obviously the musical while watching it with another, as I was watching it slowly, I started remembering the song. I was like, wait a minute, why did he kill all these people? And then obviously I remember, now I was like, okay, now I know why he killed these motherfuckers. I asked my wife when it was her birthday. She said March 1st, and then got up and said left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left. That one I don't get. That one you gotta have to explain it to me because I'm dense as a fucking brick. That one I don't get. But I was born in March. That's the only thing I can say. March 12th. The 12th of March. The Marchiest of 12. I remember when I was a kid I didn't know my birthday. I always had like a family friend who had to remind me of my birthday whenever the teacher would ask me. I don't know why I was bad at remembering stuff like that. Even phone numbers, I do not remember phone numbers, even my own. I feel like I should put effort into learning it. I did that for my mom's phone number when I was younger. I actually like put time and effort to learning to remember it. And it came in handy more than once, because I was a very easily distracted kid, so whenever I was walking around with my mom, I'd get distracted, stop walking, and get lost. Not all the time, it was very rare. But it happened. So knowing her phone number was always like the best thing. You have no idea how many times I got it wasn't that many, but the times I got lost at the mall, it was like, damn. And it wasn't even the local mall, it was like an out of town mall. I don't think it was the Mall of Africa, it was something else. Why does my brain think it was the Mall of Africa? I don't think it was that. I think it was, I forgot the name of it, but yeah. It's one of the biggest malls in that city. But right now I actually live like 15 minutes away from another big mall, like the biggest mall in the city. No, not 15 minutes away. Well, relatively close. I'm not gonna say the name of it, of course, but like, I mean, you wouldn't really know. You know how many houses and apartments are surrounding me? You would not fucking know. You would not know. What did Harry Potter say when filling up his car? Expensive potassium. I mean, do you like Harry Potter, Aurora? Because personally, growing up, I didn't like Harry Potter. I didn't hate it. I just never vibed with it as a kid. I was more of like a Twilight kid. Like growing up, I was more into Twilight and what was the other one? There's another one that I'm forgetting. So much content was around when you were a kid. It's hard to remember the specifics of which ones. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the Bratz versus Barbie stuff. Like, personally, I grew up with Barbie. Like, right now, I'm building my Barbie DVD collection. Fun fact about me, I have a Barbie collection that I'm building up. Do you know how many Barbie DVDs are in existence? At least about 58. 58 physical DVDs in existence, and I barely even have half of those. I have at least 20 something. Most of them are old, but recently I found a discount on the ones that I don't have. I need to make a fucking Excel sheet of these movies so I can start collecting them properly. But the hardest part is the fact that we live in a digital age where companies are less likely to produce DVDs, so that's the sad part. It's gotta be hard to find some of these other DVDs. I tried going on Amazon to look for them, but I couldn't find them there. Except for some weird reason, when I was on Pinterest, I saw ads for Barbie DVDs, and there were advertisements of like the DVDs that I want there. So I don't know. I do not know. Barbie. That's funny. Oh, it makes me think of the Barbie TV show. I forgot what it's called. I stopped watching it after a while because it didn't give the same magic that the movies give. I don't know why. Not the Barbie TV show that's like reality. That's like themed like a reality TV show with like actual dolls instead of 3D characters. They look like dolls and they move like dolls and stuff like that. That one's my favorite. I fucking love that one. I love that one. I remember the first time I ever used Netflix. I was on vacation with like my mom and my cousin, my younger cousin. And my god, like, and this, you want to know the shittiest part? I don't know why my mom did this. She booked the reservation for the hotel we were going to go to on the day of a big exam, meaning we got there at night. Even though we were supposed to spend 3 nights at the hotel, it was 3 nights at that hotel. We ended up only spending 2 nights there because of the fact that, 1, it was out of town, so it was like a 3 to 4 hour drive, and 2, my exams finished way late, so we didn't get to enjoy any of the other experiences for the first day. We just got there, went to sleep, and then maybe the next day we got to experience the joys of that place. It was a nice place. It was a good. It was a mixture between like a resort and a hotel. It was a mixture. That's why we only did 3 nights. That's why we only booked 3 nights. That shit is expensive. Some people lived there. Do you know how much one of those apartments cost? Because I ended up looking it up while we were there. $1 million. $1 million. $1 million. $1 million. $1 million. Yes, $1 million. Yes, I'm not crazy. $1 million. Okay, well then. I felt like I was going crazy when I saw that number. I was like, okay, $1 mil. Pardon my French, but I'm not going to lie to you. With $1 million, you should be buying a house, not an apartment. You know? I'm just saying. But some people bought their apartments to rent out. Like, most of the renting outs were only happening because, like, it wasn't the people who owned the building that were renting out the apartments. It was the people who owned the apartments that were renting them out. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how I got this apartment that I'm living in now. My uncle's the one who's on the lease, but I'm the one like paying for it, obviously. The reason I couldn't rent it myself because I have no history of work. Not history of work, but like, I don't know how to explain it actually. Because I'm young, they wouldn't rent it out to me. So my uncle had to be the one on the lease. I do have the money, it's just that he had to be the one on the lease. Because he's older and trustworthy because of his age. Type shit. Everybody eats breakfast that ends with start with a T and ends with day. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, that day, this day, then day. That sounds more like a poem. That sounds like a poem, honestly. Okay, I've stopped sweating at least, but it's still hot as balls in here. And I feel like the reason why, there's a beam of sun just piercing through my room. Now I regret leaving that heater on. I regret it. So many regrets. Oh, this music's really nice. Kind of bringing me nostalgia to when I used to listen to it as a kid. Oh my god, I've been streaming for like an hour. Is my timer on? Didn't I turn this thing? I did not turn this thing on. Now I don't know how much time has passed. Because, well, actually I do. An hour has passed. Anyway, I'm so uncomfortable because I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt as well, so my pit's just sweating and I'm getting uncomfortable. Oops, not that. You know, as somebody who's not a fan of not as an, oh, I don't like anime. I just don't watch it. I mainly watch Western shows. I fell in love with the One Piece live action so much. I desperately want to start watching the show, the actual show. But every time I look at it, I'm like, no, that's too scary. Because I'm a binger. I am an A-class binger. I don't just watch it and that's it. I binge. So like, yeah, I would lose too much. Not lose time, but like I would sink so much time into that. It'd be a distraction. Anyway. Why did Rapunzel go to the barber shop? She wanted to have a haircut for the long hair. She wanted to have a haircut for the long hair. Can we talk about how the Disney fucking Rapunzel movie takes so much inspiration from the Barbie Rapunzel movie? Let's not lie to ourselves. They take so much inspiration. I don't even know if like Rapunzel has anything to do with art, but they're both painters trapped inside. Well, that is the core underlining of like the story. But let me actually look that up. Is Rapunzel in like older? I'm not a magician. I'm gonna say the magician. Is she like into art? Wait a minute, I think maybe that just applies in general, because I do believe there's a certain movie that kind of like portrays Rapunzel being not an artist, but she was a seamstress. It's a different version of Rapunzel, so maybe in the Rapunzel stories she was like into art and stuff like that. Maybe. But still, they look creepily similar to the point you're like, okay, they took some inspiration, some. There's nothing wrong with that, obviously. I love both of them. I love both Barbies. You can't make two pretty girls fight. Should be having two pretty girls fighting. Shouldn't be comparing two pretty girls. You know what I mean? I don't mind that they take that. If it is inspiration, I don't mind it. And if it isn't, okay, that's just a big fucking coincidence, though. Like that's like, damn, y'all were thinking the same thing. I kind of doubt that they wouldn't have actually seen the Barbie interpretation of Rapunzel when they looked up Rapunzel stuff, because you know how artists really be looking things up, and sometimes things subconsciously inspire us without even thinking. Like, you think you're making a character that's super fucking unique, but then you look back on something you liked when you were younger, or you liked a while back, or even that you saw recently, and all of a sudden you realize, oh shit. Like, the characters don't look exactly the same or anything, but you can tell that there's some, like, inspirations between the two that you're like, oh, okay, type shit. How does a pizza slice How does a pizza slice introduce his girlfriend? Meet Penny. She's a pepperoni. Hey, pepperoni. I swear sometimes the flats are the most annoying part because it's like, I don't know, it's like tedious work almost in a sense. I rather be rendering than doing flats. Ooh, I really like this music. You know, I recently just had pizza after like 2 years of not touching a pizza ever. Not for any specific reason, it's just that I don't know, forgot pizza existed for a long while. A good old long while. But I recently like ate it. And stuff like that. Because I was on like a hiatus from ordering fast food. Like the whole of last month. I was like, no fast food. And stuff like that. Same thing with coffee. I've been like I stopped drinking coffee a while back in like my teenage years because I have anxiety and that shit ain't good for that. It ain't good for that. Especially with the amount of fucking spasms it causes. Like, Jesus Christ, traumatic as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. What did the pirate say when he turned 80? I'm 80. I made 80. I made. Oh, I'm 80. I made. Oh, A made it. Okay. It took me too long to figure that one out. That's why I'm not a literature major or literature person. I'm just an artist, a boss. I'm also a book nerd that struggles with reading her favorite books. Sometimes I use like feminine pronouns for myself. Usually, I do identify as he, him, but I don't know. Sometimes I'll like use feminine pronouns because I'm used to that. Because when I'm around like people who don't know I'm trans, I'll use feminine pronouns. So now it's kind of just a default thing of that. I don't know. Just that's just me though. That's just me though. That's just me though. I feel like I should be talking about the art, but like I don't know. Get back on that. The general idea of like these drawings is that these characters are at a pride parade where there's like not parade but like party of some sorts, and there's like lights spewing around, like there's lights around them that are slowly like changing between different colors of the rainbow. And each one of the friends decided, hey, let's each dress up as one color of the rainbow and go to this party and basically stand in front of these lights and take pictures and stuff like that. Like that's just the general idea of what these characters are doing. And why the background is slightly similar but different in each one. They're basically standing in front of like they basically standing in front of a different plot where the lights are different. Lights are different, yeah. been questioning what kind of like videos to make for YouTube, to be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like I should oh my god, there's 4 of you here. I think there's 4, 2, 3. I can't tell, girl. I'm just looking at the YouTube thing. But like, anyway, what I was saying, I'm not sure what kind of videos I want to make. I have a plan, but like, I'm just not sure about it. Because there's so many projects I want to do, and I feel like I should just mix the both of them. Like, mix making a video with the projects. Obviously, the one that I want to work on is MLP, because I want to draw the MLP characters. The MLP characters, because I've been missing, like, my projects of, like, you know, drawing MLP characters. I've been missing that so much. Like, during Inktober last year, I just drew nothing but MLP characters, and I loved everything about it. Like, I loved it all. So now I've just been feeling for that. It feels like I haven't been making as much art as I would like this year. But yeah. So yeah, I want something that can just make me make more art. I mean, I do have like mini comics that I want to make. Mini comic as in 10 pages or less, basically. 10 pages or less. Definitely need to drink some water before I die of dehydration. Okay, there we go. But the problem is I don't know what style to draw these characters as, because I have the idea. I have the concept of an idea of a plan. I just don't know how to execute it, because I could either just draw them in my style, or I could draw them in the MLP art style, basically. You know what I mean? Like in my version of the MLP art style, because I've been wanting to actually learn and practice how to draw in the MLP art style a little bit. I mean, I have an OC who is in the art style and stuff like that. I remember I mentioned in one of my videos, and this still stands true, that when it comes to working on comics, I have like 2 ideas that are battling each other. One of them is like fully written out, like beginning to end written out. Obviously the end needs to be tweaked, but the way we get to the end it doesn't need a lot of tweakage. It needs a lot of tweaking, but it's still good. In other words, it's still like good. I basically just like, I don't know if I should work on that one yet. The lore isn't complicated. It's very much a fantasy, but it's not like super fantasy. It's like slice of life fantasy, and more of like emotional character growth fantasy than it is about like fighting monsters or anything like that. I actually tend to like those types of like stories where like it's fantasy, but we're not fully just focusing or fully focused on the magic part of it. We're focused on the character part of it, and magic just happens to be a part of it. I feel like that's just a me thing, because I feel like when people like watch a fantasy or read fantasy, they want something dramatic to be happening while they're watching it. But for me, I don't know, I feel like for me it's different. I'd rather just have more character moments than anything, than the dramatics of fighting a war, because I feel like not every fantasy has to be about fighting a war or fighting an enemy or anything of that nature. I don't hate those, but I feel like not every fantasy has to be about that. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I have like 2 to 3 fantasy stories that are just about the characters themselves, their growth and all that, and less about yeah, and less about like fighting some world-ending threat or something. Like the way I like to describe the certain types of comics that I want to make throughout my life, I like to call them sagas. I have 7 sagas that I would like to write. They're not linked. I just call them sagas when referring to like my lifespan. Like each one of these comics will probably take a year to 3 years, and judging by how old I am, by the time I turn 40 to 45, I'll be finished with these stories. I'll be done writing them, at least from like right now to then, like right this moment to then, 40 to 45 years basically, to finish these 7 stories, individual stories. They're not linked in any way. Well, 2 of them are linked, but I don't think I want to make the one that's the other one. I want to make the original one. I have names for them, like for each one of like the story ideas. There's the lightning one. I call them, I'm using a vague term so you don't know what exactly it's about. There's the lightning one, the ocean one, the space one, the bug one, it's hard to remember sometimes. The bug one. I almost said the mermaid one. No, the mermaid one is a different thing. The vampire one. I'm forgetting one child. One of the children is missing. It's hard to remember sometimes. Oh yeah, the fairy tale one. There we go. 7 sagas, quote unquote sagas, of my life where I'm going to be writing these comics. Although the fairy tale one is up in the air whether I actually want to do it or not. So that one I'm not sure about. But the other ones I am sure about. Oh, my back. My back is in pain. I wish I could listen to Epic the musical, but I feel like it's distracting. Like, I'd be so distracted. Cat is sleeping in this room. I didn't even notice him. Such a quiet boy. I'm one of those cat people who has like, my phone is filled with nothing but cat photos. There's no picture of me in my phone, but there are plenty of pictures of my cat and my mom. But like, there are a lot of pictures of my cat, and I refuse to delete any of them unless I have to. And I got a new phone that has not recently, it was like a while back, but I got a new phone that has more storage, so that means more cat pictures. But my dream Android phone, yes, I'm an Android user, don't judge. Well, why would you judge? It's a fucking phone, y'all need to comment. Basically, my dream Android phones, those flip ones, but I see like some reviews that say, oh, the glass is gonna crack and stuff like that, so I'm kind of unsure about it. But whenever we get the moolahs in the future, that's definitely a dream phone. It's a dream phone, and how it looks. It's very much a dream phone. But by the time I have the money to actually buy it, You know how like certain phones are not in style, so companies don't produce phone cases that fit that phone, and you can't find a cute like phone case for your phone because it's not in style, quote unquote, anymore. Like, it's so annoying. The world of phone cases is so limited, especially if your phone is not like the newest, hottest thing. Actually, Aurora, I wanted to ask you if you could help me name some of the characters. If you're comfortable with doing that, you can say yes in the chat if you're comfortable with doing that. Because I've been like wanting to think about names for some of these like rainbow characters. So, like if you want to do that, feel free to like say yes and stuff, and I'll show you them, and you can just pick a name for them. This character is very much butterfly coded, and I don't know why. Like the first time I drew them, I just went, oh yeah, butterflies, monarch butterflies. Ironic is that I actually have a story based on monarch butterflies, but it has nothing to do with this character though. God, it's hard to type with like the way my computer is angled. Not computer, laptop is not laptop. Keyboard is angled. mouse is seizing. Yeah, feel free to help me name some of these characters. I'll like if one of you or any one of you wants to name them, feel free to say, and I'll flash them to you. Flash. I'll show them to you, and you can be like, oh, this mutant name would suit them better. I feel like I'm breaking my back here. Oof. The character is countering. Okay, next take my focus should be underneath. I don't know why. I'm gonna be working on the stockings because she's wearing stockings. I pray that the electricity doesn't go out the last time I streamed. Like, that's what put me off of streaming for a while. Because I could have been just streaming all this time, but like, because of that power outage that happened mid-stream. No warning, just... I mean, my country is known for having a bunch of, like, power outages. Sometimes they tell you, though, that's the thing. A lot of times they tell you beforehand that there's going to be a power outage. It's just this time they just didn't. But lately, our country has been getting a little bit better with these power outages, because nowadays, they're like not as common. They're not as common. They're very rare, so when it does happen, it's almost like a shock to me nowadays. It's like almost like a jump scare, like, whoa, wait a minute, when did that come from? Where did that come from? Type shit. So it's like, yeah. Oh, I keep hitting the mic, sorry. My little loud baby keeps barking. He's barking at something. I don't know what he's barking at. He's a barker. Sometimes he'll be like super silent and I'll be like, that's weird. And other times he'll just be barking up a storm. But yeah, don't mind the air. I feel like I should say this again, but don't mind the air, not the aircon, fucking the air purifier in the background. I just have it on 24/7. It's just a habit to have it on. And I feel like if I turn it off, I'm gonna forget to turn it back on, since I'm so used to it just being on. Don't mind the oblong weird shape of these pearls. I am not going to be fighting with that shape tool. And besides, from afar, they just look like pearls. They don't gotta be, they ain't gotta be perfect. They ain't gotta be perfect. They're just a shape. Okay, I'm just gonna use a darker color to put these down so that I don't miss anything. I can't wait to start like making one of my comics. Like Jesus Christ, like I'm itching to make something, but I'm also super anxious about it, so I end up procrastinating and not doing it. And I smell smoke. No, no, that's not smoke. Oh no, that's just somebody's cooking. I guess. Yeah, it smells like food that's being cooked by Z neighbors. Luckily, I'm not hungry right now. I just ate before I started streaming, so I am not hungry. But I don't think I'm ever gonna have like a schedule for these streams because like, well, trust me, if I make a schedule, I ain't gonna stick to it. I do not stick to schedules. I do things on whims. I try to keep things organized and like stuff like that, but I am too much of like I go too much on my own whims. So like, yeah. Yeah. Dangerous. I feel like I should make a PNG tuber, but I feel like I'm too lazy to do that. But I feel like it'd save a lot of time for me if I did that. It's foolishness. You wanna get home, put it all on the line. Oh, I just realized that the music went off. And it just came back on right now. My ears. I feel like maybe we should change the music a bit. You know, we've been listening to classicals for all this time. Maybe we should go to lo-fi. I have a specific favorite lo-fi, not playlist, I guess you could call it. Don't mind the flashing screen. That sometimes happens. Let me pause that. Wait a minute. Where is that? It's on my playlist. So let me just go there. Don't mind the awkward silence of there being no music. No, it's not there. Okay, there we go. And lastly, the wind back. I have a hard time finding what I'm looking for right now. Oh. Huh, I just saw one of my favorite songs. Well, not songs. Oh, it's an album from Panic from the Disco. Pray for the Wicked. Kind of love that album. I forgot how much I enjoyed that album. And also Tickets to My Downfall by MGK. My music taste is very varied. I'll listen to something like fucking Epic, then go to listen to something like Tickets to My Downfall by MGK, and then slowly switch to something like what's like a different, maybe Conan Gray can be considered something different. My palette is very is very unique. It's very diverse, I would say. I can't find what I am looking for, unfortunately. Don't know if I have to look it up. Spooky. Spooky. Lo-fi. It's like this is the music I used to listen to. I think I found it. I'm looking for a specific video. Okay, I can't find it. That's a shame. And I can't find the playlist that had it either. I'll just have to listen to something adjacent to it. Okay, let's listen to this one. It's very Halloween-y. Feel free to help me name them because I have like 6 characters that all need names. Obviously, right now I'm working on 3 of them. The other 3 already completed. But if feel free to like say, hey, I'll help you name them, and then I'll like pull them up and you can see them. Maybe I should pull them up right now. Can you see me opening my thing? I don't know if you can. Oh no, you can't see it. Files, like, damn. There we go. The worst part about Clip is that you can't drag open files. You just can't. Here's the red one. Feel free to watch the video on them. I explain more about my process and ideas while making them. Here's our red girly. Here's the other one. That could change depending on how the other ones turned out. And here's our next girly, our yellow girl. Ooh, look at them, they're so stinking adorable. I love how they look, they're so cute. I love them so much. I'm scared of turning them into actual like characters and stuff because I might I might want to make a comic about them, but I got too many stories, bro. I got too many damn stories, but I really love how this one turned out. This one is nice as well, but it's like the beginning phases, and it's also like me growing back into knowing how to like not use digital art, but like work digitally on like my PC. But like yeah, like this one's my favorite. If I had to make a print of any of these, it's this girl. This girl right here. This is the girl. She is so pretty. She is the prettiest out of all of them. Each one of them has a different vibe though. Okay, flats are done here. Let's go to the flats of this one. This one also looks like it's gonna be my favorite. I mean, I loved the like original version of this. Not the original version of this, but the first ever version of this one was more like a portrait and not a full body, and I loved that one. So you know, oh, I've been streaming for 2 hours now. That's great. That's why I'm so painfully dehydrated. I don't know if I should put nail polish on her or not. I really like how this character turned out the most. Like, if anything, I might use them for like a story or something. Is started to act up. Damn. Get back. I'm an old lady. I'm an old man. Old. Oh my god. I think this should be a different purple, not gonna lie. Like the purple of the eye. I think this should be more down. my god. Oh, thought I lost my pen for a second there. Hi, Kat. How are you? Glad you could join us. Or, yeah, join us. How are you? What are you up to right now? Just wondering, honestly, because I don't know if people would watch it. Say we finish this art or something. I don't even know what I'm saying. Like, are you also finishing something that you should be finishing? Like I am. Because I got delayed by a power outage in my fucking area. I really like how this character looks. I think it's the outfit that I like. Honestly, I would love this outfit. Like this whole set, I would buy it. Art fight? Oh no, not really. I could not handle the pressures of art fight. I want to do it someday, but like, I could not handle that pressure. Like, I don't know. I don't like putting stress on myself. I'm the type of person who can fold so quickly under pressure. I do not do well under pressure. I do not. I do not fold well. Like, it feels like something that would give me pressure. It feels like something I should like mentally prepare myself, because it seems like a project. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of like, if somebody gives me an attack and I want to do a revenge, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. I know how art fight works, generally speaking. Like, I feel like I would always be like, I have to like give back some RPs to these people, to whoever attacks me and stuff like that. So that would put me under a lot of pressure. But yeah, I'd be the type of person even after art fight to still make art for people who've attacked me during art fight. I'd be that type of person. Right now I'm just working on like rainbow themed character for Pride Month, but I couldn't finish it before this month was like over and stuff like that because the power went out before I could even finish the illustrations and edit the video. So now I'm just finishing them up because I'm doing this mainly on like PC and stuff like that. Back in the day, in my high school, middle school era in my country, they'd be like seasons where there'd be power outages from like 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock for the whole day for like a whole 3 months. Basically, you have to schedule your life around that power outage. Nowadays, it's just like maintenance work. They usually just shut the power down for maintenance work, but a lot of times they lie when they say, oh, it's gonna be back in X amount of time. It ends up taking way longer for the power to come back, so you're just sitting there waiting for it to come back. Nowadays it's mainly for maintenance purposes, but still, they still end up taking longer than they should to come back, so still getting us. So yeah, but it is getting better here, like the power outage management and stuff like that. They're very rare nowadays, but when they do happen, them shits last for days. They last days. Like, I remember this one time when I was still in college, the power went out and it was gone for like 7 days straight. That was it. And I'm not the type to go out, so I didn't even want to go out to go charge my things at different places. I did for like when I had to do a school project, I forced myself to go to school because I was doing like a mixture of online and in-person schooling, so I didn't have to be there every day and stuff like that. So yeah, and it was during the week where I didn't have to be in school. So because I didn't have to be there, I didn't want to be there. Basically, that's the logic I went with. I'm a very much a super homebody. Like no matter what, you'll never catch me outside. I haven't gone outside in months. That's just me. Don't mind the noise in the background. That's just my air filter. I have to purify and cleanse the air because I live with a cat, and it's a small apartment, and obviously the cat litter stuff. You know what I mean? The joys of having a cat that poops a lot. Although right now he's sleeping, watching. Actually, he's not sleeping. He's looking out the window. Whatever cats do when they look out the window, watching the world go by. Done with these illustrations. We have like 3 left to go, and they're all in their like final stage. So like rendering them, and that's it. Like I've already worked on this, not worked on, but finished red, orange, and yellow. And I'm currently rendering green and purple. Yeah, I am almost done. Ashamed that I couldn't finish this during Pride Month as well, but I feel like in my country we celebrate like Pride Month is celebrated on different like days, mainly because obviously Stonewall didn't happen in my country. But yeah, it's different. It's celebrated throughout different months at different times. October. That's what I noticed. Like mainly in October during the spooky season. Mainly because my country does not celebrate Halloween. We're not Halloween here. Which is kind of a shame because I actually like Halloween. It's celebrated here. But people are generally like very superstitious in my country, so yeah, I feel like that would never fly. Just looking at it to see if I'm missing anything and stuff like that. Okay, well since now that is done, now we can start rendering from green to purple. I also love how this one turned out. I really love the clothes and the outfits. And I really enjoyed rendering the team. stock, these were just my favorite parts render. I love how they look. You know? Look at them. They look so nice. Get down from there. No. My goodness, this cat. Dog is freaking out again. I like stopped using it for a while. I started using my iPad more and more. So now it's like like now it's like we're back to using my graphics talent. And for some reason it was like the learning curve of using it again, because I'd stopped also using Clip Studio Paint, so it's like a double-edged sword of like my muscle memory on a graphics tablet and my muscle memory with the clip when I only use Procreate on my tablet and IBIS Paint. Using the wrong brush, goddammit, damn. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna start getting hungry soon. I might want to go eat. I've been here for 3 hours using all my brain power, consuming all of my fuel. But at least I got a lot done. The backgrounds and the flats of like these ones. I should at least finish like the rendering basis of this one first though, before I leave. I my timer. Not for the stream though, for something else. I'll just head to it after I'm done here. should stop right there. I said I was gonna make this stream last like until I was done, but no, that was an overshot because it's gonna take a while to finish. This is going to take a lot longer than I would want. Where's finish? Anyway, I'm gonna go eat and then take a shower because it got so hot in my room that I started sweating. Now I need to go take a shower. But yeah, anyway, I mean, thanks for tuning in, whether it's during or after the live stream. I don't, you know what I mean? Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, subscribe, and do all those fun things. And I don't know, check out. I feel like I might do this again tomorrow. Might being the keyword. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This has been like a little bit of like an in-betweener thing for you guys because of like the fact that I could post these artworks and finish them before Pride Month was over and whatnot, so you could just watch these live streams. Depending if I want to do more, I might not do more. I might just do this one and be done with it. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I might just end up finishing these, like blast through them or something. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do those fun YouTube things, and I'll see you in the next video or next live stream or wherever else you see me and stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's the end of it all. That's the end. Bye.